Jeff, you bopped out there.
Just go on a booze. Oh, I said essentially you would just go on a booze cruise, just stay drunk.
Yeah, stay drunk, stay out. Just
now, when I was a child, our family visited Europe for 9 weeks, and we came back on a 5-day trip on the Queen Elizabeth.
Ooh.
And well, I was 9, but to us it was cool. Had a little movie theater and everything.
As a kid, you probably wouldn't have bothered you because there's activities for kids to do on those ships.
Yeah. But that's also why
my husband's always wanted to go on a cruise.
Well,
I told my husband, you want to go on a cruise, you go right ahead. I'm staying home. There's just no way. And he says, well, with all your fascination of the paranormal, don't you want to go through the Bermuda Triangle? What? Are you out of your mind? With my luck, I would be the next victim. No.
Well, if you ever come out to California, the Queen Mary is dry docked. And it's
really that's fun. True. I can go on something like that, but
just not take a trip in it. Yeah.
No. All
right, Barbara, I know you got more.
Well, no, we were just talking about, and it kind of makes sense. But Tabby, let me ask you too. As a child, you were sensitive as well, right? Do you think that
from the time I was 5? Yeah, from the time I was 5.
Okay. Do you think it's possible that if you were playing around something that you could have been picking up on the spirits of your grandparents watching over you, going, no, don't get too close, sort of thing?
No, because they weren't keen on the water either. The only time that we ever went around the water when I was a kid was to go to like Chesapeake Beach or Atlantic City or something like that, and I would only go in up to my ankles, and that's about it. My grandparents, no, not so much. My dad's parents lived in West Virginia, so they really weren't keen on getting around the water, except maybe to go to a pond somewhere and do some fishing. But no, it didn't come from anything that anybody tried to get me away from. Not at all. My dad fished, and I could get in his rowboat as long as we were only like maybe 10 feet from the shore. Other than that, I would freak out. So he'd have to try and find fish close to the shore because I was in the boat with him. But no, it wasn't anything that I picked up on. Not at all.
Okay. Was just curious as to whether or not a lot of what people tend to fear, maybe as a child, could be that somebody's watching over them spirit-wise and is simply, maybe passing on that fear a little bit to them. And you're sort of picking up on it, like a group of people, a living people that you're in a group with that suddenly panics or suddenly is full of energy or whatever, and an empath or a sensitive would pick up on the vibration of whatever people are feeling as well.
Well, being an empath, I'm sure that probably could or would happen. I've never had any kind of empathic abilities. The only time that I know if somebody's sad is if they got a frown on their face. If they're happy, hopefully they're smiling. If they're angry, their teeth are showing. But no, that's a good possibility that some people are just picking up on the vibes of people around them. Like fear or hesitation or anger. That sort of thing.
Yeah, you've never had
that's a possibility.
Yeah, you've never had a past life regression, right? I think you said that. What has stopped you from doing that?
Well, hmm.
Have you ever been offered anything like that?
No. No, really, in all honesty, I don't really want that kind of responsibility.
Okay.
The people that I do know of and have had readings done by, um, I trust them, and they're very comfortable in their own skin. They're very comfortable with their abilities and so forth. Um, but it does come with a great deal of responsibility to be able to help the spirits. Um, I just don't feel that comfortable doing it. Um, I've been asked if I would like to develop my abilities to be able to do it, and I'm like, no, no, I don't. Um, as it is, there's times when I have spirits that are coming to me that want to talk, and I have to shut them out because either I'm stressed myself for some reason, or I don't feel well, and I have to let them know, look, you've got to find somebody else. I can't do this. I can't even talk tonight. And if I allowed myself to become the kind of medium that would talk to the spirits and say, yes, I will help you, or I will find someone that can help you. Um, no, I can't do it. I don't feel right about it. It's like suddenly finding yourself in a position at a job where you've got a whole bunch of employees to look after, and their safety might be at risk in your position. I wouldn't want something like that either. That's just not me. I'm a little more laid back, a little more quiet. Um, so no, I don't want to develop my skills for something like that. I like my privacy, and it's enough as it is to have them come and knocking on my head, so to speak, because that's the way it sounds like. It sounds like they knock on my head. Um,
I think
that's one thing.
what she was saying is for you to be put under and have a past life regression done on you.
No, no, no. Actually, that scares me. That idea scares the living heck out of me. Um, because I'm pretty sure I know where some of those memories might come from. I can't help but wonder if maybe when people who are under um, regression like that, if they're not remembering things that are implanted already in the memory through their DNA, that it isn't a past life that they're remembering. They're remembering something from a relative. Because after all, we can look at the branches of our family trees. We are parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, but then every branch from there has a branch because everybody's got two sets of parents. So by the time you end up looking at that branch of it, the tree, it's like a weeping willow, where it just starts hanging with 10 million little tendrils and everything because everybody is there. We can't figure out who's who in our family tree and say, okay, well, this is where we get our memories from because there are our parents and our grandparents. Why is it that we can't pick up on relatives further down that tree? And instead of being a past life, we're remembering that person's life as part of our DNA. So I don't think that putting me under any kind of regression or anything would do any good, because I don't think I've lived before. Not like that anyway. I was probably a cat, but but no, I don't. I would not want that. I would not want to go through any kind of regression. Because if something like that were to happen, and I were to remember something traumatic, I wouldn't be able to get it out of my head. If a spirit were to come to me and tell me about something that's happened to them, I might mull it over and I might feel badly for them or whatever for a while. But since it isn't a part of me, I would just let it go. But if something were to be brought up to me, something very traumatic from a past memory or a past life, that would stay with me. And I'm not sure I'd want that. I mean, because if it turns out that I was indeed remembering memories from a relative that drowned on the Titanic, you think that I would want to go back and have that put in my head? No. I'm already afraid of water. I wouldn't want to remember that. No, not at all. Not being able to breathe, tasting salt water, the feeling of drowning. Ew, no, not happening.
So, Barbara, have you ever had one done?
No. It's a curiosity. I don't hypnotize well because I'm analyzing everything all the time, and I probably wouldn't make a very good subject. So. But, it's interesting that, and I'm not sure the whole process involved in it, whether or not you could say, you can do this and you can record it, but I don't want to remember it.
You mean like
I don't want to remember anything about the hypnosis.
Yeah.
So that you could analyze it objectively later without reliving any of the actual emotion of the process. And that might be a better option, although I don't know if it is an option or how tried and true the whole thing is.
Yeah, I'm not sure that you'd be able to separate that. I mean, once they put you under some type of regression, of course, the hypnotist, well, I'm going to snap my fingers, and 3 seconds later, you're not going to remember a darn thing. Sorry, I would want to remember. Because goodness knows, I would want to know if that doctor or whoever it was that's doing this, the whole time that I'm under talking, that they're not there sitting there in their office trimming their toenails the whole time that the recording's going on. Yeah. No, I want to know. You're not going to tell me don't remember anything that happened. No, that's not going to happen either. Nope. No. You went through my purse. You looked at my driver's license. Nah. No, I want to be aware of what's going
on. Barbara, have you ever had one done?
No, you just asked me that.
Oh, that's right, I did, didn't I? See, so there goes my past memory.
Something sneaking up on you there.
Okay. And it's interesting that there are First Nation Alaskan tribes that believe that you are an ancestor. There are no ghosts because you're reborn as somebody who's already passed. So it's fascinating that they're taking over the body of another person, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, effectively we are anyway, because I am my mother, I am my father, I am my grandparents on both sides. So yeah, I can see that.
We're just so much recycling.
Thank goodness I didn't inherit my grandfather's nose, but I'm good to go.
Well, here's another interesting thing to ponder too, is that you were actually formed in your grandmother. Because while she was pregnant
Gestating?
with your mother, yes, all the eggs that you will have in your lifetime are in embryonic stage.